Good morning. I'm Lorna Wade. I'm the Chair of the Personnel Committee, and I am opening the meeting, the January 17th meeting for the Personnel Committee.
Mary Beth Marziotti.
Anne Marie Gray.
Rose Volka.
Greg Valiakonis, Town Administrator.
Joan Godecki, Clerk.
Thank you for being here this morning. The first thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for December 20th, 2016. Joan sent those out to us, and I hope that you've had a chance to read them. And if you have, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as they appear.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of December 20th, 2016 as presented.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The next thing on our agenda are appointments, and there are none. So we'll move on to correspondence, and there isn't any at this time. Old business performance appraisal and job descriptions. We approved the appraisals last month for the non-unionized personnel of the town. One of the things that we have not done, and it's not on record, is that the job description for the library personnel has been approved by the Board of Directors of the library, but we on record have never approved of those job descriptions. They were added to the evaluations when they were presented, and so I'm asking for a motion from one of the members to formally approve that job description, those job descriptions, actually.
I did review those. I'll make a motion to approve the job descriptions for the library.
I second the motion.
Any discussion? Being no discussion, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Alcohol and drug policy. We approved that last meeting, but Greg, did you have something further you want to say about that?
No, I think I mentioned at the last meeting that we need to engage in bargaining with our unions, and at this time, we haven't done that. So as far as the policy is and it applies to the unions, it still needs to go through the negotiation process.
So has the policy been distributed to non-unionized members?
It has.
It has?
Yes.
New business, Joan informed me that she needed a cartridge for the printer and asked if she could do that before we met, and I told her that she couldn't function without it, it would be okay. And so I signed the invoice for that, and do we have to take action on that, Joan? I don't think we do we?
You can.
All right, so that if someone would make a motion to accept that purchase, that would be appropriate.
I'll make a motion to accept the invoice that was submitted by W.B. Mason for the cartridge that Joe needed for the printer.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Sexual harassment policy, Greg?
We have to distribute it to our employees, and people need to sign off on it. I know that Joan coordinates that process in terms of sending it out to everyone. It's a law, so at this point, we're waiting for people to acknowledge it and send it back to us.
There's been no change in the language?
No, there's no changes in it.
So it's boilerplate, pretty much?
Pretty much.
All right. Other business. Joan, you said that there's other business?
Yes, the budget. Do you want to talk about the budget?
Of course. So included in your memo is in your packet is a copy of the budget calendar and the fiscal year 2018 budget process, which is the year beginning on July 1, 2017, begins with the budget kickoff meeting where all of the departments come in. I'll do a presentation at that meeting relative to the town's revenues and guidelines for the budget process. And you see that the departmental budgets are due in January 31st. We then begin the budget review and deliberation process in February, concluding with recommendations that I would submit to the Board of Selectmen and the FAA on February 27th. Then the Board of Selectmen and FAA would convene joint budget meetings with departments, boards, and committees on a one-on-one basis as needed. And the last date for approval of the recommended fiscal year 2018 budget would be April 23rd, 2017. And then lastly, May town meeting. It seems like it's a long ways off, but I can assure you it goes by very quickly. And typically the guidelines, without disclosing too much, the town's revenue growth is somewhere in the range of 2 to 2.5% a year. our tax levy increases by 2.5%, and generally our local receipts track on that line also. So that's typically the number that we shoot for, is in the range of 2 to 2.5%. We say to departments, submit a level service budget. If you have any additional personnel that you want to add, and you don't have personnel, but if you do, include it as a separate budget request, then we handle those on a case-by-case basis. I don't see any major issues. One of the major challenges in putting together the budget is state aid. And typically, the governor would release his state aid numbers at the annual Mass Municipal Association meeting this coming weekend. So we'll have a better idea of what the governor's state aid numbers are for 2018 as a result of the budget meeting that will take place this weekend. That's it. Any questions?
Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Any other business, Joan?
Just that, the inventory, we have to get the inventory into the town clerk.
Our next meeting is going to be on February 21st, 2017. It will be at 9 o'clock in the morning. And if there is no other business, I would accept a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Well, you run a good meeting.